You can go in and on this website now, and it talks about school board trustees provincially, city councilors, and mayors provincially. And you can just keep on going down. And this has got fantastic information for you, as well as, of course, all of these other resources. Hi, Doug Sharp, host of the National Leadership Briefing, and this is the Midweek Touchpoint. Well, on this week's Midweek Touchpoint, we're going to be shining a light on a group that typically deals nationally, but they're doing something rather effective locally with their own municipal elections. And we wanted to share that with you today because I believe it's something that is duplicatable across the nation. Now, remember, on the National Leadership Briefing, we're never trying to drag you away from the place that you are called to serve. We're only asking you that you look for those opportunities where you could advance the principles of the four pillars into whatever calling, ministry, area of work, your sphere of influence, whether it's at work or whether perhaps you're a pastor and you have a church. We're asking you to actually consider bringing those opportunities to the people in your sphere of influence. Well, that's exactly what an organization called Free to Care has done. And I want to show you what I mean by that today, because it's a great example of not only the bringing the application of the four pillars to bear on an opportunity, but it's also a great opportunity of them continuing to serve where they're called and being true to where they know they should be. So they're not stepping outside of the boundaries of where they should be. They're just taking things that they learn and applying them locally when they see those opportunities locally happen. Well, let me take you to their website first. That's probably the best place to start when it comes to showing this great example and something that I believe you could duplicate in your province. So here, let's have a look at their website. Well, here we are on the Free to Care website. As you can see, the Free to Care website is something that is familiar to you. We've spoken about this before, but we've always spoken about this group or this organization from the perspective of the work that they were doing federally and actually municipally with regard to conversion therapy ban legislation that was happening and being implemented. So Bill C6, you'll recall, that's one of the pieces of legislation. By the way, on this website, I encourage you to have a look at all this entire website as far as resources go on how to effectively communicate with elected officials who will be voting again on pieces of legislation like this in the future. So go to the Free to Care website when you have time to look around. But I want to draw your attention specifically. If you look at the menu on the top, it starts out where it says about, but then right beside it, it says municipal election. Now, this website, like I say, this was originally set up to serve nationally to people across the country and to help them communicate concerns. However, they saw an opportunity in their municipality and the municipalities around them in Alberta to speak into the election with some of the same concerns they had about, and if we just scroll down here, I'll just show you how they did this. If you take a look at here, it says, with the Alberta municipal elections coming on October 18th, that's right around the corner, it's important we vote for candidates that share our values of the freedom to care, the right of parents to take care of their children, and freedom of speech. Now, does that sound familiar to you? That sounds like taking the principles of the four pillars and applying them into the conversation or bringing them into the conversation of something that is happening municipally. Now, this organization or this group of people that came together of concerned citizens, many of them are based out of Calgary. So they said, great, well, we're already doing this. We're already talking nationally about this issue, but what resources do we have to actually exercise influence and advance the principles of the four pillars locally? So what they've done is, if you take a look at their website, is they've actually got the section here on the Calgary candidates. They've got a section here for the Senate election in Alberta. They actually elect senators in waiting during their elections. And so they've got information on the different Senate candidates that you can consider, but they're being true to what they do with their Free to Care mandate, speaking about the conversion therapy bans and maintaining their principles and their direction there, their focus there. But again, they're looking for these other opportunities. So you can go in and on this website now, and it talks about school board trustees provincially, city councilors, and mayors provincially. And you can just keep on going down. And this has got fantastic information for you, as well as, of course, all of these other resources. If you take a look, they've still got information about the original Bill C6. They explain what is conversion therapy. They've got fantastic information about things that they're already working on and an invitation for you to get in touch with them. And this is probably the most important thing is if you see things that they're doing locally in their municipal elections in Alberta that you can duplicate in your own province when your municipal elections come up, this is what I encourage you to do is contact Free to Care. Contact people like Jojo Ruba at Free to Care, doing a fantastic job there and offering to help others in exercising influence and advancing the principles of the things that we believe in together as members of the faith communities across Canada. So that's Free to Care website. I encourage you to go there. It's a fantastic resource. Obviously, if you're in Alberta and you've got this election right around the corner, there's lots there for you to have a look at as well. So again, in Alberta, it's obviously a slam dunk resource for you because you're going to be voting on October the 18th. However, like I say, get in touch with Free to Care because you live in a different province perhaps, and you might want to do the same thing in your sphere of influence by offering information about your candidates and the choices they're about. See, it's not about telling people all the time who to vote for. It's about letting people know the information they're going to need to know to make an informed choice. And you can serve your people in your sphere of influence. You know, like if you're a pastor in a church, perhaps you could put a voter's guide together for the people in your church, or you could, which just shares information. Now, again, there are rules and guidelines about all of this, so we encourage you to stay well within those lines, but there's lots that you can do no matter who you are and where you are. All around you, you have a sphere of influence. And Free to Care decided to use their sphere of influence to exercise that additional amount of influence during the election in Alberta. So this is something, again, let's look for those opportunities to continue duplicating what works. This clearly works. They've got a great reach out there. And if you want to learn how to do that as well, get in touch with them. They'd be happy to help. Anyway, I hope that's helpful for today. Thank you so much for your attention. I look forward to seeing you on the November 5th National Leadership Briefing. You are not going to want to miss that. We are covering some critically important things that you're going to need heading into the new year. And we definitely want to make sure that we do not miss an opportunity to come together and exercise our combined voice and speak to the things that matter to us most. Thank you again for your time. In the meantime, God bless you, God bless your family, and may God continue to bless this great nation of Canada. Bye for now. These are the things that we believe in. First, that parents have the right to raise their children the way they want. Second, that those we elect to serve us in civil government must respect and defend our right of belief and freedom of religion. Number three, that the laws and policies of civil government must provide for the safety and security of the citizens, especially the vulnerable among us. And number four, that it is inappropriate to heap debt upon the backs of our children and future generations. They came from you. They're your pillars. They're the things that you believe. That is good enough for us. That should be good enough for our elected representatives.